All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another setup. My name is Lorenzo. I'm the executive trader of the Limitless Trading Academy, bringing you every single day the best possible setups, as well explaining you a little bit what is currently going on here. All right, make sure you tune in every single day, 8 a.m. EST, for your morning coffee, and I'm ready to drop some bombs here. Right away, guys, let's just dive into the start. I have some very important information to share with you here. Okay. A lot of information, all right? Number one, think about the fact that we had the monthly closure just now, all right? We closed the month, we're out in a new month, okay? The 1st of December, last month of the year. I just really want to remind you right now at the moment that we maybe have 2.5 more trading weeks to go before the volume is drastically going to decrease due to Christmas, due to the yearly closure, you name it, okay? So do take that in consideration, 2.5 more weeks of increasement of more and more volatility, okay? So do take consideration that the next 2 weeks will be massive, all right? A lot of volume, a lot of exciting stuff going on, okay? Secondary, monthly candle has been closed, okay? We're gonna talk about that in a second here. Weekly candle still has a couple hours to go. So this is also important. A lot of setups though. So let's dive in straight away. Number one, the first thing I see today is the NASDAQ, okay? Absolute fantastic setup here directly, okay? We did indeed yesterday came down significantly when the dollar indeed shoot up due to the news, due to everything that affected the dollar here, that breakout of that trend that we were waiting for already the whole particular week. We're now seeing finally that breakdown happening right here, okay? Beautiful breakdown, retracement right now, rejection, okay? So where did we reject it into? You've probably already seen it before. The point of control, okay? This particular range, extremely clean. We have been consolidating roughly within that range since the 14th of November, so around 2.5 weeks, okay? Pure consolidation. Okay, yes, we went up, we went down. Overall, I see this personally as a bigger range. Now I see a massive execution where we liquidate a lot of buy side, followed by that flip, turnaround, creating a lower low. Now pulling back into the area of this range, that level at 15,958, where the most volume has been traded. Therefore, the naked point of control has been hit. Internal structure has been broken, okay? So let's dive into the lower time frame real quick in a second. After this trend as well, you can see clearly that this is what we took out here. Okay, we broke down super aggressively, as you guys can see. We had this trend beautifully built here. We broke it, we retested it, and this is where, again, multiple different confluences came together. Okay, so it's no longer just the volume profile, it's the volume profile in combination with a breaker structure, in combination with a trend, and so on and so on. Okay, so you can kind of get an understanding of how you can put these things together. Now, pulling back, okay, interesting level. What's happening with the NASDAQ now? Okay, well, look at this. Okay, we have a level here on the 30-minute chart here. We can go to the 30-minute. We have this particular zone at 15,823, okay? That's this particular low right here. Very important low to take in consideration. And I'll tell you exactly why that is. Because if we zoom out here, I want you to be really, pay very close attention to what we're currently seeing. And that is a particular zone right here, okay? We're talking about this particular range right here has been acting as previous resistance. So what I want to see, I want to come back below that particular level. This was a major swing point for the NASDAQ. After that, we dropped significantly right here. What we want to see right now is a potential rejection of this particular range and break structure, okay? This is by far one of my favorite setups here, and I'll tell you exactly why that is, okay? Number one, you have that consolidation, you have that expansion, you have that retracement, that rejection, and then that continuation. That continuation of that break is where I want to look for further continuation, okay? So a key point here is the 15,823.5. I want to break this, look for further continuation, okay? NASDAQ could be looking very good in the very near future here. Dow Jones outperforming any other basket right now, okay? Think about the bigger companies, Apple, Microsoft, you name it. These are all pumping significantly right here. So what we need to do is well to take consideration, okay, when potentially is the Dow Jones, gonna face some major resistance here, we need to just simply zoom out, okay? I'm looking at this weekly level of around 35,918. But that's not just it. I want to also go to Apple, all right? And I want you to be aware of these charts as well. You might be just an indices trader, trading the NASDAQ, trading the Dow Jones or the S&P 500, you name it. Look at the companies as well, at least the top 5 of these companies in that particular index, okay? So for the Dow Jones, could be Apple, could be Microsoft, Tesla, you name it, okay? I think that Apple and Microsoft both have roughly around a $2.75 trillion market cap each. So do take that in consideration. That is massive when also looking at these particular charts. This gives you a little bit more perspective. For now, waiting for the US30 to come up to that level. We're almost there, hitting that critical resistance. Now, let's continue our journey here, because the volatility index also right now is at weekly support, okay? You know that if the volatility index is in support and we break out of support and we bounce from it, this is negatively going to affect the stock market, the indices, the fear and greed. Okay, in this case, more fear back into the market, more volatility. Therefore, potentially, we're setting up for a breakout due to the fact that we are back at very important weekly support here for the volatility index, okay? So that weekly support is absolutely key. We are now setting up for a breakout. The moment we break a higher high, it's done, it's over, okay? What I'm waiting for is that higher high break. Current level is at 14.06. That's the level I want to see getting broken. I do think that is extremely important. In order to break it, we're going to potentially move down here with the indices and accelerate what we've just been talking about here with the NASDAQ, for example, that beautiful NASDAQ setup. Now, let's continue with some Forex, okay? We're going to head into gold in a second. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been breaking out. We're going to talk about oil. But most importantly, right now at the moment, guys, look at what we have been discussing already for a while here. We have been paying very close attention to the euro, okay? Euro absolutely in a free fall, okay? Inflation came down better than expected once again. Therefore, you see that the euro itself, the index itself right now is actually coming down significantly. We talked about this already once we were in that weekly resistance, okay? Around 10 days ago, we talked about it. We said once it goes in that weekly resistance, we could be seeing a rejection. We have seen that rejection. We actually created a beautiful lower low here, followed by a lower high. And now we're already moving back very aggressively for the euro. So the euro is not looking good at the moment, okay? Looking actually very weak. Now, look at the dollar, and the dollar is actually breaking out. So combine that, right? Beautiful double bottom formation here, or higher low formation, I could better say. Right here, a lower low, coming back up, breaking out, and now having retested the 103.254, now continue its momentum to the upside here. So this is what I personally like to see here. This is looking quite good here for the dollar, okay? So combine, in that sense, a weaker euro index with a stronger dollar index, and you will have a fantastic setup potentially here for the euro USD, okay? Look at how we have been trending very aggressively over the last couple of weeks, okay? We're talking about practically the whole month of November, okay? Trending up, beautiful. Starting to formulate a range. Range provides us with that data, with that information here, okay? Eventually, what we did was, again, the same thing as with the NASDAQ right here, guys. We broke this particular trend, okay? So we came out of that trend here. We retested that trend. We eventually felt some resistance there, and we got rejected, okay? That's not the only confluence. However, when you combine this then with an internal range, once again, the volume profile itself and the point of control, you will see that this aligns perfectly together. So it comes down together that you see that the trend gets broken, you have that horizontal support that gets broken, that turns into resistance in combination with the volume profile, and again, a lower low. So I see more continuation, more downside continuation for the Euro USD here. Okay, this is what I'm aiming for. I really do like what I currently see here. Keep in mind that we have a massive gap still to fill below, okay? This expansion here is a full-on price gap. This is something that we could go to, in my opinion. We could start taking out some of that sell side that has been building right below here, which could then take us to the 107.514, okay? This is on the 3-hour time frame. However, if you start looking on the lower time frames for your setups, you could just focus on the Euro USD, find these setups here on the 15-minute, and therefore scale up your position if we're heading into the right direction here. You can maybe, even fill a couple times to get these higher risk to reward setups to compensate for your initial losses to still make more money with having this as a nice target here, okay? This comes down towards this level right here, which is at the 107.514, which could be a significant continuation for the euro, especially if the dollar decides to continue its momentum here, okay? It's all probability. So far, beautiful expansion, retest, and so far also for the euro, very, very much weakness so far. Now, euro looks fantastic. Now let's talk about gold here, all right? We took a massive gold trade, by the way. Beautiful trade, made some really good gains here. We'll share it in Discord as well. Listen to what we said yesterday, okay? We talked about this. We said we are not gonna trade within the range. That's a no-go. There was not much happening in that range, okay? So what we wanted to see a break out of that range. I didn't care if it was up to then come down, or if it was down to then come up, okay? We did the second. So what we did was, we came down, we broke out of the range, we started to see these wicks, and therefore we ended the long position right there, closed it right in the middle of that particular range once these highs were taken out. Super straightforward, okay? ABC trading here. Why is this working? Well, I've seen this pattern over and over again for gold, and you will probably see this in the next couple of months much more, okay? You start expanding aggressively. That's sign number one. After that, you start to range significantly, okay? Then you're waiting. Everyone is looking at gold. Everyone is waiting for the breakout. When is gold gonna break out? Are we gonna go? Yes or no? Which way? Which direction? Boom. We break out, we flip. Why is that? Number one, a lot of stop losses were built up below. That's one layer, okay? Number two, a lot of people that are seeing that breakout are gonna enter sell stops. That's number three, okay? So that expansion, therefore stop losses hit, sell stops activated, boom. We turn around, we flip them, we take them out, and we come back down again, okay? That's the game. That's always the game I'm looking for. So either we went up and then down, or down and then up, it does not really matter. It's just you look at the formation, you're not in a rush, you wait for the 30-minute, 1 hour to close, you look for that wick confirmation, and that could be your entry, especially when you see it coming down aggressively and you see the demand coming into play here, where you see that you get bought up. That's when I'm trying to risk it for the biscuit, get my risk involved here, trying to execute a position, okay? Keep in mind, and I'm gonna show you this all in Discord here, I've been stopped out on break even twice before because I wanted to keep my risk very, very tight. The third time we came through here and we eventually started to push up. So beautiful expansion for gold. Now what's next for gold here? Well, we have manipulated the highs now as well, okay? Right here. So I do believe that if we start to break down, now it's time for me personally to wait for a regular closure on the 1 hour or 30-minute chart, depending on the formation, depending on the timing in the market here, to look for that particular continuation here. Okay, the dollar is still looking quite good. So I'm still looking potentially for a pullback right now back down here to the 2015, roughly round about that level if we close below here. No certainties whatsoever, but I think that most of that manipulation within that range has been done. Most of these orders are now taken out. So I think that this is the moment when the volume kicks in, that we can finally start seeing some serious movement into one particular direction, okay? Another layer is that we have the monthly closure right now. So the monthly candle has closed. So now one more time, we could see potentially that flip happening as well on the new monthly candle. Therefore, automatically, we can start looking at the weekly closure, which is also important to mention. But we talk about that in a second here. But overall, I do believe that we want to see now a serious closure outside of that range, potentially looking for the further continuation due to the major manipulation has been completed. So extremely beautiful trade for gold here, and typical behavior. And you know, many people are in a rush when trading gold, okay? Whenever I see a clear range, most of the opportunities, guys, and I've seen it over and over again, are happening here and are happening here, okay? Most of these opportunities in these ranges are happening outside of these ranges. That's where the big opportunities are at. That's where the bigger risk to rewards are at as well, okay? So do take that in consideration. But the manipulation is definitely real, especially for gold here. Same counts for oil, okay? Look at what oil did. Oil came up aggressively, 79 bucks. Could not break this particular 80 level. It could just not break it, okay? So what did we do? We came up aggressively. We came down aggressively as well. Well, at this particular moment, we should take this one very serious, okay? So number one, what I'm currently seeing here is the following, okay? Look at what we have been building here for oil right now. Number 1, 2, 3, 4 touch points already. I think that this is looking too weak right now at the moment. This is a very strong sign of rejection. Unfortunately, we were not able to close above it here. So at this particular moment, I think that the next level for oil is going to be the 72.8, which is going to take us back towards that bigger range that we had built before. And therefore, we could see some sort of retest. And hopefully, we're going to see an expansion pullback and then a continuation back up again, back to test the 79 bucks one more time. Okay. This is what I'm looking for right now. So one more time, I'm not interested in this high. I'm not interested in this low. I want to see, I'm not interested in this high anymore and trading in the middle of the range. I want to see price moving either down for potential further continuation, okay? But this is starting to look weaker for oil right now. We got rejected. So my initial bias here got invalidated by that strong rejection until we break and close above it, or we see a strong bounce from the 72.878, okay? That's the oil one. Now, Bitcoin has also been breaking out and faking out, okay? There we go again. So, same old story for Bitcoin right here. You see it. Keep in mind, it's Friday as well. We have a little options expiry today. Do take that in consideration. Every single Friday, we see an options expiry. Every last Friday of the calendar month, it's the biggest one, okay? However, it has an effect on price, and therefore you could see also some manipulation happening around that time here. So number one, expansion breakout, finally breaking out of the 38.4K. Right now you see immediately that we're flipping and turning around here. Well, let me show you what we see on the monthly, okay? Because do take in consideration that the monthly candle right here, okay? And we have this super important resistance, and this is key for Bitcoin right now. This is the resistance right here at 38,400, right there, okay? Key resistance level. Last month closed below, okay? We didn't close above, we closed below. So the monthly candle still closed below that major resistance, okay? Secondary candle shoot up straight away, okay? That's not a good sign, because how many times have we seen that we're inducing many guys to get into the market here? We come up, we shoot up aggressively, breakout, candle flip, okay? Monthly candle flip right now. We're seeing that we have now created that top wick that we needed. If we now flip bearish, we could lead into continuation in the short term, at least coming to the 35.9. The reason why is because that moment we will fill up that gap here. And if you fill up that gap, therefore we could potentially think about potentially a bounce to retest again the higher levels, coming up and trying it again here. But for now, if we flip bearish here, I do think that we could lead into continuation. That means it will go from 37.6 to 35.9, okay? That's something that I'm interested in right here when looking at Bitcoin on the monthly time frame, okay? Do take that in consideration. Monthly candle, extremely important, especially the last calendar month of the year, okay? We're heading into the new year right now. This last yearly candle is gonna close next month here. We're heading there, okay? We're almost there, but keep a very close eye on the monthly, on the first and on the last day of the month. Always very important here. Okay, another reason is Ethereum, okay? Look at Ethereum, same old story on Ethereum right here. Ethereum is by far weaker than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is definitely leading here. Ethereum is not really looking that particularly strong at this particular moment. You see that we had this particular high right there, okay? We failed to break down. We now are back at that high. We're getting rejected currently, and we have a really nice gap created also below. So again, what I'm personally looking for is the following here. I'm waiting for this particular level to be broken. We're talking about 2082. If Bitcoin starts to flip, you most likely will see Ethereum coming back down to that lower range. Could be a nice short-term trade setup for Ethereum as well. Just really, really nice. But at the same time, look at what we have been building here, okay? Very, very important. A lot of sell side below. A lot of sell side liquidity has been built up below as well here, okay? So if we come down here, we might be pulling back. I would not be surprised to come back down towards that lower level back at the 1950, okay? Ethereum looking very, very good, but I just wanted to let you know that a lot of setups are coming along here, but definitely look at the resistance here. We have to see how the New York Stock Exchange opens up, but so far, so good also for Ethereum. Another one I like a lot here is the dollar against Swiss franc, okay? Dollar Swiss, beautiful continuation here, okay? Very straightforward, guys. This is not no magic whatsoever. On the 2 daily chart here, a strong lower low, strong higher high, pulling back into the low. Very straightforward, okay? Strong, beautiful confirmation candle. If we close this candle right here in 8 hours, we will have a potential really nice doji that we can look for. Potentially looking forward to the upside here. Continuation to the upside here, okay? 2 daily chart looks fantastic. That closure would be amazing. Going to the lower time frame, what I want to see getting broken, is the 87.721, which is this particular range, okay? I want to come above the point of control of that range, bounce from it, look for further continuation up, okay? Very, very good chart, very good setup. I think on the higher time frame, it could lead you into a potential new short-term trend. Therefore, I do believe that this could be the beginning of that potential trend here. You just have to be extremely patient right now with finding that breakout, that pullback, and that potential continuation, because I do believe that once you get in, you can start riding that wave and you can start scaling your positions, and from there build up your portfolio without being too much on every single chart trying to figure it out here. No, you just have a couple of different charts right now, 1, 2, or 3, that you know this is the trend, this is the direction. I just have to look for the continuation. That's it. Dollar Swiss could be one of them, okay? Next up is just to close it off, guys. We are already in like 22 minutes right now. Just wanted to highlight right here that I also wanted to give you a little lesson here. We talked about the Japanese yen, okay? Japanese yen here came down. Eventually, we broke down here aggressively, and the euro did, in essence, the same thing, right? So with the euro coming down here, and we had the Japanese yen here coming down. So the euro coming down aggressively here, Japanese yen also pushing back down here right now in the last couple of hours. So what happens then is the following, okay? The euro against the yen starts consolidating, all right? So it's no longer trending. We had 3 beautiful trades here, okay? But now we start consolidating, okay? So what you want to do is you want to be extremely aware of the currency indices. I can repeat it enough. Look at the baskets of each particular currency. Try to figure out which currency currently is strong and is weak. And these baskets can help you tremendously, because if you start trading setups where both currencies are weak or both currencies are strong, you start trading these type of consolidations, and that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for one particular currency that's strong, one particular currency that's weak. That gives us the advantage right here. That's what you're looking for. So in this case, dollar strong, Japanese yen potentially in the short term weak, okay? So dollar yen, you guess it probably already right now, haven't seen the chart here, okay? But look at what we're doing right now. We have been breaking to the upside right here, okay? So just to clarify, we broke out fantastically, as you guys can see it right there, okay? I think this is very important to mention, okay? So there we go, all right? You want to look for the contrast between these particular currencies. So a lot of information, guys, a lot of charts here, okay? Keep a very close eye on all of them right now. The NASDAQ is looking absolutely sweet. I would also look at the Euro USD, you name it. Be patient. The New York Stock Exchange will open up in an hour from now. The weekly closure will be there. Be careful. It is Friday, okay? A lot of manipulation, a lot of volatility, but we're gonna now head into the V3 trading floor. I'm gonna be there roughly around the New York Stock Exchange open, as always, hanging out with the guys here, having a lot of fun lately, a lot of trades. Looking forward to host you. And if you have any further questions, feel free to let me know right here, right there in the V3 membership. We're currently closed. We're gonna open soon for new members, but I'll keep you updated, okay? See you guys in there. Absolutely amazing. We're packed, 50 people. Have a very good weekend, guys. Crush it today. We're not done yet. But most importantly, make sure you analyze, do everything that you need to do in order to get ready for next week. What I want to do this weekend is to go really deep into everything that has happened. So I'll be fully ready for you next week, once again, for the setup. Monday, 8 a.m. EST. Gonna be back for you, as always. See you soon. Bye-bye.